Hello and welcome to Captain Bob. Today we're going to do a sim update. Haven't done one of these in 3 years, so let's get started. Alright, so this is the Cessna 172 flight simulator. This first section would house the computer. It also harness all of the power systems, I think, all the any cooling things we need, any power supplies. It'd get routed over to here, where we have the dual yoke mechanism that doesn't work right now. It's a work in progress. We're really working on tweaking it to a level where it's reliable enough to fly for like forever. That's the goal. We have our section right here. You can see it kind of curves around where the windshield will be. It'll extend to about here. Coming around the front, we have where all of the instruments will go. It's really cool to see that everything is precise enough that an actual altimeter, real life from an airplane, fits in my simulator. I'm trying to make that the case with everything, so if you're super nerdy and super rich, you can buy real instruments and find out how to interface them with a real simulator, like to get everything to work. Pretty dope. We have our switch panel. Of course, I give myself all of the defects, so all of my simulator components are kind of awful. It's just kind of funny. I'll always make like 3 and give myself the worst one. The switch panel works. I'm using these Clecos. That's what they're called in the aviation industry. They're like temporary rivets, and you could take out an entire panel, service it, connect it to an Arduino, and it all go through one USB port to a USB hub. And then put it back. Less easy than you put it in, but still pretty easy. What these Clecos do is they expand, get skinnier, and get fatter when you pull back. So they really like bolt it in place. It's a temporary rivet. These aren't permanent. I'm going to use screws. There are a ton of these random posters all over the sim because I took it to my school's idea fair and showed it off to everyone. It was exhausting, but it was so worth it. Something cool about these controls is there's a single screw back here that keeps it all on, and then when you need to move the simulator, these come off. You can then stow these yokes, interchange them if you want a different grip, and the entire simulator profile can fit through a door. The same with this one, but that gets rid of my decorations, so we'll put it back on. Right now I'm working on developing this flaps panel, and by developing, I mean hacking it up. So I'm looking at the proper size hole for my custom flaps, and going from there. This is going to be super cool. I'm actually, if I want to fly this, I actually use the Flight Sim Stuff throttle propeller mixture module. It's right here. You have all the axes that move super smoothly, the switch, and a trim wheel. So if I ever want to do flying, I'll just do that. All of these panels are laser cut at my school and then painted at home, and a lot of this stuff back here is 3D printed. You can see right here, this is the yoke module. This one is actually broken, but it serves a function of both having a potentiometer input and a stop at each of the 90 degrees to have a total of 180 degrees. There's a rack and pinion right here, as well as bungee cords to spring it back to center. I'm looking into other things for spring back to center. Those are gonna come up soon. You'll see them. This is all running off of an Arduino Leonardo. You'll see this video come up pretty soon once I figure out how to develop these to a safe enough level that I can get them produced. And I think just the print orientation makes a huge difference. The layer separation pops off the top notch. I tried strengthening it, but I think it's just the way it's printed. Manufacturability is really directional with 3D printing. So if I print it on the side instead of up and down, I think it'll be a lot stronger, even though it will have supports. So this is it. There's a link bar that links these two yokes together right here. There's another one right here. So it linked both of these together. I tried to avoid chain because the chain was super loud and didn't work very well. I might move it to a belt, though you would have to size it perfectly. I rigged up a little stopper here. This serves two purposes. One, it stops it from going beyond its limits. I'm gonna develop a cleaner solution soon. And two, it can stop it from extending out from beyond the panel. It is like an inch too short though, so that does put a damper on things. Still working on the radio stack, and by working I mean haven't started, other than the GNS 530, which I really need to revamp for manufacturing. I like to have everything DFM, designed for manufacturing, as much as I can, because one, that saves me effort, because I sell all of these panels at my shop, captainbobsim.com/shop. The easier it is for me to make, the more I can sell in less time, and the more money my greedy corporate mind can make. But also, the more I design it for manufacturability, the more it's optimized for you. I'm trying to remove as many unnecessary components, as many things that don't matter, so that you can have a pleasant building experience and not have to buy a ton of stuff that you could go without. Simple designs are usually cheaper. If we're gonna go down, we actually have our highly professional chocks that just put the simulator on and it doesn't roll away. You all recommended locking casters. I find those still kind of wiggle like this a little bit, even if they're locked. They don't go anywhere, but they kind of shuffle, just because you have a rotational axis that you can kind of move. So I use chocks. I think those will be what I end up using forever, basically. Just a little wedge to pop it up. I think that's the most elegant solution. There's the Logitech rudder pedals, Cytec rudder pedals, that I plan to replace with my custom-made ones when I make them. A bunch of USB cables, and that's about it. I hate my job, I hate my life. My evil boss gave me a raise I didn't even ask for, and now I don't know what to do with this extra $10 a month. Well, if that's you, I would gladly take it off your hands. All of the donations go directly into the simulator for 3D printing costs, prototyping costs, switches, screws, drill bits, all of this stuff that helps the shop run. So all of your donations are super appreciated, and I'd really like to thank the current Patreons, Chris, David, and Similar. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you so much for all of your continued support through the years, helping me make my dream project alive and accessible to all of you. Thank you so much for all of your support, all of your comments, all of your advice, ideas, and suggestions. You are all very important to me, and I'd like to say this Christmas, Happy New Year. Wait, what? And I'd like to say thank you so much personally. Have a fantabulous rest of your year. Why are all these fools spending money on houses when you can just buy a simulator? It's actually a super dope place to do like homework and stuff. I hate my job, I hate my life. I hate my life.